Happy February, everybody. Welcome to February's New Teacher Lunch. This month's topic is technology. And our objectives for this lesson, I guess you would say, is to demonstrate to you, the teachers, what it looks like to flip a classroom. You may have heard of this strategy. Some of you may have tried this strategy. We want to give you a sense of it, of what it might look like as one potential way to roll it out, a different way to access your students. I'll be joined in this collaborative effort today by Menko Johnson and our own Megan Birdsong. We hope to not only flip the classroom, but show you some practical technology tools that you could walk away from and hopefully consider using sometime this year, or maybe not this year, sometime in the future. So without further ado, I'm going to virtually kick it over to my buddy Menko in the district office, and I'll be back with you soon.
Hi, I'm Menko Johnson. I'm the technology coordinator for the district. Well, I'm one of two. I'm in charge of the bond fund, and really my focus is on teaching and learning. A little bit about myself. My background is actually as a teacher. I started teaching, I'm embarrassed to say, I guess it was almost 15 years ago now. I was a middle school and high school teacher in Columbus, Ohio, as part of the Columbus Public Schools, which was like 150 school district. So it was a really large district, which worked kind of like a machine. And I quickly became frustrated with how ineffective our technology was and the support that people gave teachers. And so I really became interested in looking at how can we change that sort of system, and that has set me on a path that led me finally to here. In the interim, I worked at both San Jose State and at Stanford, studying not only technology and how technology affects teaching and learning, but how the learning space in general can affect teaching and learning. Here at the district, I'm responsible for a vast array of things. I work on the bond, which is designing new classrooms, designing new buildings. I work on IT infrastructure, so that we figure out what things need to be done in the district to be able to support teaching and learning, but it's always coming from a perspective of looking at what can we do to support you, the teachers, in your classrooms to enable you to be able to teach in the way that you find to be most effective and most proactive with your students. And so today we're going to show you guys some of what the district has put together, a lot of it behind the scenes that you may not know about because we're all in our different zones. So speaking of zone, I guess I could show you my office, which is a little embarrassing, I gotta say. So here we go. Well, the first thing you may notice about my office at the moment, but my job requires many different things that we're working on, classroom standards, other pieces. On a day-to-day basis, I have all kinds of different things to deal with. Read 180, language literacy problems, layouts of buildings for technical infrastructure, testing new technologies such as, in this, I have an Apple TV that was given to me to figure out how can we use this in schools. You know, it runs the gamut of things, and I never know what I'm going to do one day or the next. Responsible use policy for students, figuring out what are our new technical specifications for classrooms and what kind of wiring should we have, connectivity, wireless, and gosh, what's coming up next year? What are we going to see as our ed tech predictions? And so one day to the next is always a challenge and something new, which I really enjoy, but it's also really hard, so that I sometimes lose track of touching base with you guys as teachers and figuring out what is it that you need in classrooms. And so that's why I'm here today.
All right, welcome back, and thanks, Menko. I'm now here back at Fremont in the main conference room. I want to show you a couple things. More specifically, I'm going to be showing you a tool called Mastery Connect, which I think you'll like, and we can explore that a little bit more on Friday. You'll notice a couple things. Right now I have two machines in front of me. Right now I'm projecting on the screen with my laptop, but I can very easily connect. My son's going to film. You want to show that, Gabe? That's projecting from my laptop without a wire. If I wanted to quickly move to a different device using Apple TV, I can do that with the click of a button, and now I'm on my iPad, and I could do all the kind of things that you'd recognize being able to do with an iPad Mac. So just wanted to show you that we have Apple TVs here on campus. that if there's ever a need for you to have multiple devices and you want to be able to kind of switch between them, you can let myself know or Tap or Paul know, and we can kind of try to deploy that in your room. Some teachers have purchased their own, so they have Apple TV kind of rolling all the time. Right now we're not able to buy every teacher an iPad, Apple TV, but it's something that we're looking into. Okay, so I want to show you, I'm going to switch back to my my laptop here. I want to show you Mastery Connect. This tool is used for really grading common assessments very quickly, and also it enables you as a collaborative teacher to share the results of common assessments online with all your other teachers who are using the same test and the same software on the Mastery Connect. So Gabe's going to now kind of point to the screen. This is Mastery Connect. I'm just going to show you, I'm not going to show you everything here as a demo, but I'm going to upload a test. I've created a test, and it's a document. I'm going to upload it. I've told it the answers. Here's kind of like creating a Scantron, which I've done there. You'll notice here these are all the standards, and you'll see why that's going to be important later. Okay, and then I tell it, well, I tell it what is it going to take to be mastery. So if there's 4 questions on 10.5.1 standard, I'll consider it mastered if they get 3 or 4. Near mastery would be a 2, and then anything less would be not mastered. Okay, so that will come into play later. I'm going to create this test, and we'll wait for that to spin. And there we go. So that test is now created. You'll see you're going to take this test on when we come to class on Friday, and we'll see how you do. Okay, it's kind of a really cool system in which I'll demo for you later. But if Gabe can kind of point back to me now. There's no real Scantron here. The system is going to spit out, and I'll have copies for you, it'll spit out a bubble sheet with a student name, a student ID that you've created, and then you'll come up, when the test is over, you'll come up and you'll just be able to scan it right into your computer using your computer's built-in camera device. And it reads it right there, and it spits out the results in real time. So that's something that we'll demonstrate for you live on Friday. You want to pause that, Gabe? The last thing I wanted to show you before we turn it back over to Menko was the what it might look like what it will look like for us on Friday after you take the test. All right, so Gabe's going to go back to the screen here. You see, I've made a series of practice, groups. These would be your class sections, for example, that you would create in Mastery Connect, and you're able to navigate through this. I've played around with it a little bit. I have a practice 10th grade social studies class. They've taken an assessment. These students have taken an assessment. We're going over, and this is what you'll see, right? You'll see a real easy setting of how the students are doing, just with a real quick kind of, what would this call, a dashboard perhaps of what standard. Here's the standard, and it'll tell you what standard 10.5.1 is. I won't read it, but it's something about the beginnings of World War I. We know that, hey, there's 3 of those kids right there didn't do so hot. Only 1 has mastered it. As a teacher, that's telling me, hey, I need to go back. I need to spend some time on standard 10.5.1 because my students, based on this assessment, clearly haven't gotten it. And I know you can do this in a variety of ways. This is just another way you can do it. It's there for you as teachers, and I really think this is something that you could implement pretty quickly. And like I said, what I can't show you because I'm on a demo account is that there are tools up here. I can just scroll to them. We're not going to be able to click on it or anything, but we'd be able to see more information. We'd be able to see, hey, Mr. Kakis, and he and I are collaborating together. Let's say we'd be able to share how our students did collectively on such a test. Okay, so thanks for paying attention. We'll demo this on Friday, and I'll turn it back over to Menko.